wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. All right, now Thursday Night Football. Tonight, the Rams take on the 49ers at 8:15. Now, good morning, Mimi.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing?
Peace, Mimi.
Good. Okay, so evidence is continuing to build in the Luigi Mangione case. The suspect is currently behind bars for the murder of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Now, the NYPD, they're saying that they found the gun that Mangione used, and it matches the shell casings found at the crime scene. Remember those shell casings? They said deny, defend, and depose. Well, Commissioner Jessica Teague is also confirming that his fingerprints match other items found near the scene. She and other NYPD officials, they held a press conference yesterday to update the public, and this is what she had to say.
We got the gun in question back from Pennsylvania. It's now at the NYPD crime lab. We were able to match that gun to the 3 shell casings that we found in Midtown at the scene of the homicide. We were also able at our crime lab to match the person of interest's fingerprints with fingerprints that we found on both the water bottle and the Kind bar near the scene of the homicide in Midtown.
Yesterday, the lawyer said they don't have any evidence connecting my client to this crime. The
got-
NYPD said, come again?
They got all the evidence.
Come again?
Seems like all the evidence.
Come again? Hello?
Exactly. They were like, hold on, we got a bunch of evidence. And so, another part of this is that the spotlight on health insurance companies, it's triggering such a huge backlash online with many voicing their anger at the healthcare industry. Let me know if you guys have seen any of this around the city, but officials in NYC, they're saying that they're seeing fake wanted posters. They're appearing on walls, on buildings, targeting CEOs of health insurance companies. And the NYPD Intelligence and Counterintelligence Department now says that Thompson's murder, it resembles a domestic terror attack and threatens to set off a contagion of similar attacks, something they are definitely watching for.
Why, I mean, listen, this is why vigilante justice is whack. Brian Thompson is dead. A family is without a father. Dude Luigi is going to prison for the rest of his life, and nothing has changed in the healthcare system. This is not how you bring about change. I'm sorry to tell y'all this.
But like she said, it has to be scary for other executives or anybody that works in the healthcare department, because it's like you just don't know what's next. You don't know who's next. You don't know if somebody's going to follow the same trend and try to do the same thing. So it's definitely scary, like Charlamagne said.
But it's not going to change anything in the healthcare system.
Not at all.
So what's
that.
the point?
Yeah. I mean, it's really scary with people putting up wanted posters of faces of other CEOs, right? Like, that's not okay.
No.
And so they're seeing that a lot around the city. They said they're watching that. All right, so moving on to our next story, Bill Clinton, he stopped by The View yesterday to talk about the incoming administration and his new book, Citizen. Now, during the interview, co-host Sunny Hostin asked if he thought it would be a good idea for Biden to preemptively pardon people who might be on Trump's enemy list, including his wife, Hillary Clinton, and this is what he had to say.
If President Biden wanted to talk to me about that, I would talk to him about it, but I don't think I should be giving public advice on the pardon power. I think it's a very personal thing, but it is, I hope he won't do that.
So he went on to say that Hillary, she followed the rules to the T when in dress. They were talking about the email scandal basically too, and that Hillary followed the rules to the T. She faced a lot of criticism, but Trump's own State Department cleared her of any wrongdoing. And while they were also talking, Clinton, he made it known that he is not a fan of Donald Trump, but he does think the former president and now president-elect beat VP Harris fair and square in the recent election, and he spoke on that as well.
Donald Trump won the race fair and square, I think.
What do you mean you think?
Well, I mean, I'm not like him. I have to have proof, some evidence to make a charge. Mm-hmm. So as far as I know, he won it. So I think what we have to do is to observe a peaceful transfer of power. stand up for what we believe, and work together when we can.
Absolutely.
I do not think we should just be jamming them, even though
We don't know.
they do that to us a lot. I think it's a mistake.
I agree with everything Clinton said. You know, I agree. Trump won fair and square. It is what it is. And I don't think President Biden should do preemptive pardons either. Makes people look guilty, if you ask me. Biden should be pardoning all the nonviolent drug offenders in federal prison. He should be pardoning everybody in federal prison for nonviolent weed convictions, okay? He should be pardoning Marilyn Mosby. Those are the pardons he should be working on before he get his old ass up out of here.
And you don't think the preemptive, like, you know, there's people that Trump are going to be attacking, right? You know there's people that went at Trump, that tried to get him locked up. You know he's going to go with them.
Yeah, but why would I be pardoning you if you don't have any crimes connected to you? Don't that make you look guilty? If I give you a preemptive pardon?
No, it means that we know who Trump is and we know what Trump's probably going to do.
That means, it could mean Trump knows something that we don't know. And that's why he's going after these people. I just don't understand why you would give somebody a preemptive pardon. Like, it just feels like you saying, okay, I know this person is guilty of something, and Trump may go after them.
Because he said for the last couple of years he's going to be going at them.
Yeah, but I can't just go at you for no reason.
Donald Trump?
I mean, it just seems strange to do preemptive pardons. If you ask me.
right.
But what do I know? I stay out of white people. I try to stay out of white people's business.
You're right. Touche.
You know, Joy asked the same question, Charlamagne. She asked the exact same question, so that's interesting. And during that appearance, Clinton also called out the Democratic Party for its failure to engage with voters that may be outside their typical target audience. So, we'll continue to see what that looks like. And coming up, the healthcare is in the spotlight a lot, and a new poll is revealing changing opinions on who should exactly be paying for it. We'll talk about that.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now let's get in some front page news. Now, Thursday Night Football. The Rams take on the 49ers at 15. Now, good morning, Mimi.
Good morning, y'all. So as students all across the country are getting ready to leave for Christmas break, one school is issuing a warning to its international students to return from holiday break before President-elect Donald Trump starts his second term. So USC, they sent a letter to its roughly 17,000 international students, encouraging them to return early from winter break out of fear that they may be denied entry into the country after Inauguration Day. So we're talking about students on F1 and J1 visas. President-elect Trump is set to take office for the second time on January 20th, 2025. And while it's unclear if his administration will target student visas, he has floated the idea before. Now, during his first term, he signed an executive order restricting travel from several predominantly Muslim countries, Venezuela and North Korea. And so the school is offering resources. They're offering help for those who may face reentry complications. Many feel that USC is just the first of many colleges, universities to issue this advisory. And when I say we're talking about students on F1, J1 visa, so an F1 visa is for students from other countries who come to study. So like a study visa, and a J1 visa is kind of like a work visa or maybe something like an exchange program visa. The guy who tried to assassinate Donald Trump, so that he's the man accused of hiding in the bushes. So his trial, he's asking for his trial to be delayed until December of 2025. The defense, they had a mental had a mental health expert meet with Ryan Ruth at least twice, but they haven't made their findings public yet. So in September, Ruth allegedly waited over 12 hours in the bushes with a rifle near Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach in Florida, where President-elect Donald Trump was golfing. Now, the man has pled not guilty to 5 counts, including assault on a federal officer and an attempted assassination of a presidential candidate. The judge in the case, he says that he will delay the request and he hopes to have an answer in the not so distant future. It sounds like the suspect here wants to use a mental health defense, and so they're gonna wait until they hear from the experts on that.
How do you prove you're dealing with mental health issues, though? Like, how do you prove insanity? How do you prove you crazy? Because to me, attempting to assassinate a president is crazy enough. That right there alone tells me that something something is off.
It's also everything leading up to it, how he was beforehand, the fact that he was waiting in the bushes for 12 hours.
But that's my point. I just said that. The fact that you attempted to assassinate a president is crazy enough to me. So what else do you got to prove? But that don't. So when people do that, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be held accountable for what you attempted to do.
Correct.
Yeah. And I think that's what the judge is gonna look at as she weighs her decision. So, all right, and so we spoke about this earlier about healthcare, and it's a huge issue right now. And so the tides may be shifting. The number of Americans who believe healthcare coverage is the responsibility of the federal government is rising. A new Gallup poll released this week found 62% of Americans think the federal government is responsible for ensuring everyone has coverage. Now that's the highest mark in a decade. In 2013, only 42% of Americans felt that way, and that was a record low. So we're hearing that all over now, that people want their government, with the rising costs, to be more in charge of paying for them. So we'll continue to watch that and see what that looks like.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me on social at Mimi Brown TV. And for more news coverage, follow the Black Information Network or download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com.
Thank you, Mimi.
Thank you, Mimi.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.